Welcome to World Sports News with Ernie. On our 7th edition, we start with Australia, the AFLW Finals. The first game played in Brighton Homes Arena, home of the Brisbane Lions. The Brisbane Lions won the first preliminary final over the Geelong Cats. The final score was the Brisbane Lions 38, the Geelong Cats 34. In the second preliminary game, the North Melbourne Tasmanian Kangaroos won the match by 1 point over the Adelaide Crows. The final score was North Melbourne Tasmanian Kangaroos 32, Adelaide Crows 31. I saw the second half of the second preliminary final game, Ernie, between the North Melbourne and Adelaide. That's because I was out and about on Saturday night. I got home around 12 a.m. ish. I'm not even sure what time I got home, but when I turned on the TV, because I'm not Australian. The TV, okay, switched over, checked out what was on TSN, and there was the game. Well, the second half started with the Kangaroos, the North Melbourne Kangaroos. I'll just say Kangaroos right now. Were ahead 20-11 over the Adelaide Crows. Then I seen that the Crows actually they scored a goal. So then there was a little bit time later. I forgot to write down the time remaining on the goal. Everything happened so fast. I turned it on, nearly just learning the scoring. So the Crows scored a goal. So then it was the three, and so the Kangaroos had three. So they had three goals with two behinds. So that was the 3 times 6, which is 18. You add the 2, that's the 20. That gives you the final score of 20. And then the Adelaide Crows that's just scored. Now it changed from the 1 with the 5, like 1 goal, 5 behinds, to 2 goals, 5 behinds, which gave a total now of 17. So 2 times 6, 12 plus 5, 17. So I'm starting to kind of really understand the scoring, and I understand what the numbers in front of the actual score is. I understand how to do live score as I'm watching the game now. So something new. Well, in the third, it seemed like after that there wasn't that much action back and forth, and the start of the fourth, I was looking at this, okay, what was the start of the fourth, and then the Roos scored a behind goal. So now we're looking. Okay, so we're looking at the Kangaroos are 29 and the Crows are 25. Oh, well, actually in the third there was another goal. Okay, so at 12:04, another behind goal for the Roos. That's when I started noticing that the Kangaroos were taking over the game, but somehow it was still close though. But when you look at it, and then with 8:46 left, the another Roos behind goal, and then I thought like something like I was ready to scream timeout. I didn't look to see if you could call a timeout in Australian rules football, and I was like, wow, they really need a timeout here. The Adelaide Crows need a timeout, but is it like soccer? We can't ask for a timeout. Let me see. Well, I looked it up just to make sure there's no timeouts, and I'm pretty sure if there was such a thing as like letting timeouts happen in Australian rules football, I would have called a timeout there for if I was on the Adelaide Crows coach, just to get like we got to get going here. But could have been could have been needed because later on, not much longer, the Crows. What is it? The Crows. 5 minutes left. Yeah, I said Crows need to step it up a notch. At Okay, so then I wrote down at 3:26 time remaining. The Adelaide Crows get a break. The Roos defender tried to clear the ball. Okay, so that's a big thing, Ernie. So when they kick the ball in the air, when it, I know that when the player they both have free shot at the ball or free chance at the ball. Both player and defender, when it's in the air, they can't prevent the other one from catching it. Then it's automatic. So what? Or something like they can't. There's certain ways they can only like get the player after he catches the ball mainly. So that's why there looks like there's a lot of tall players. They try to find a lot of tall players in the because you got to leap up, catch the ball. The shorter players would be probably just your grinders that kind of try to get the ball out of the zone. Okay, so yeah, definitely you want your tall players out there to be able to kick the ball high so you can clear it. Now, when the thing is, the drawback is that if you try, if you're, they were okay. So the Crows got a break. So the Kangaroos defender, so she tried. This one player tried to clear. She tried to clear the ball, but a Crows defender caught it instead. And it was a clean pass, easy goal for the Crows. So then that's when the score was the Kangaroos 32 and the Crows 31. Okay, so that was four. So 4 goals, you times that by, yeah, so you do times 4 times 6. And then you add the 8 behinds, which gives it the 32. And the Adelaide Crows were 31, which they had 4, same thing, of 32, but only 7 behinds, which gave it 31. So with 1:30 time remaining, okay, now that's when I realized, okay, so this is a daunting task, but now all the Crows need to do is get at least a behind goal to tie it, to put it into overtime, whatever their overtime is. I never knew what the overtime was. But mostly the Kangaroos, the scoreboard doesn't really reflect the game as much. It seems weird, but I thought the Kangaroo, I didn't see the first half, but the Kangaroos dominated the second half, even though the score looks like it was closer, made it way closer. But so with 1:30 time remaining, and then there was not after that time expired. The Kangaroos win. They were the home team, and the Kangaroos go into the grand final. Well, there is the AFL Women's Grand Final. It's going to be on Sunday, December 3rd. Now, it's at 2:30 p.m. And that's AEDT. So that's Australian time. It's 20. It's going to be 10:30 p.m. on Saturday. The game will be on TSN. So, well, the game is between the North Melbourne Tasmanian Kangaroos. I don't know if they still use the word Tasmanian, but they are the North. I'll call them the North Melbourne Kangaroos, and it was versus the Brisbane Lions. I don't know much about the Lions because I've only seen the North Melbourne Kangaroos, and they look pretty good against the Crows. But then again, I only seen the second half of that too. So this is all going to be new to me. Watching it again, I'm going to be able to watch it Saturday night. I'm going to the Sports News Review will live stream the game. Okay, so it's going to be on TSN if you want to watch it. I'm going to watch it on TSN and live stream the game. I'm just hoping that people will put it on their TSNs and listen to me. If they want to listen to me, just go ahead. I don't care. But I'm gonna live stream the game. I'm gonna try to, anyways. Well, Sports News Review. We'll try to live stream the game. So that is the Super Bowl. I guess that's the final championship. So it's the EFL Women's Grand Finale. It's on Sunday, December 2nd. Now it's Saturday night for us over here. Saturday night at 10:30. It's live on the Sports Network. So, but over there in Australia, at the eastern time zone, Australia, the farthest east time zone is going to be at 2:30 p.m. because it's at Icon Park with the Ikon, Icon Park, and well, we'll see. Can't wait to watch it. Okay, so we'll go on to more news after this moment. All right, I tried to look up more sports, but lacrosse is. Sorry, there's no lacrosse. I'm sorry, the rugby. I don't even know why I said lacrosse for. Rugby is Saturdays. It looks like it's Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Their games. So there's no rugby scores. Let's see. The only as far as news is just on cricket. This is it. The only thing I caught right now is cricket news. I didn't want. Like, I'm not going to do the obvious, which is soccer, and I can't do Australian rules football on the men's because they're not in season yet. So Australia, it says Australian Test hopeful. It's got to be. This is cricket, so I'm not going to understand it. Australian Test hopeful Marcus Harris is set to be forced back to grade cricket to press his claim in the summer. In the summer, after the Melbourne Renegades chose not to offer him a new contract. Oh yes, it's summer in Australia. I have to remember that. Okay, Renegades confirmed on Wednesday the left-hander would not return to the franchise for the upcoming tournament after being pushed out by the signings of Quinton de Kock and Joe Clark in the National Player Draft and Australian under-19 prodigy Harry Dixon. Okay, so I'm just looking. Is this? There's not even a big. I don't know. I just don't understand. No, I don't understand anything about it. You gotta be pure cricket Australian cricket fan to know what the heck I just read there. Okay, so let's go down to the Asian sports news. Let's do this quickly, tablet style. I didn't write a script after this story with Brisbane and the Kangaroos versus Brisbane and I had the script, but I'm just too tired now. I'm just I can't do this all the time anymore like I used to. I can't really do this anymore. I'm killing myself doing this. The Sports News Review channel. I had to cancel my. I had to cancel the NFL News with Sylvester because I didn't feel like writing out a script. When I do the NFL News with Sylvester, I try to just do a script, do it, cut in, go out, cut in, cut dry. It's been free flowing because I was gonna do more research and like I just can't believe I can't do it. I can't do the research anymore. I'm too tired. I can't. This is wow. I never would have thought it took this much to do a YouTube channel to keep filling its content. And like, I have more YouTube channels, and I don't even put any content on them because I don't have anything to put on them. But this has just been uh, like life, life altering lesson for me that uh, I get exhausted too easy, and it's getting worse every day. Where I'm getting exhausted every day, quicker and quicker. Um, I have to like if I have to do this next week when I do sports. Okay, when I do World Sports News with Ernie next week, I'm gonna have the fun. I'm gonna try to live stream the game, so I don't have to do I'm not gonna do a report on the game like I just did earlier. Or write down a whole report on the second half. But that way, if I live stream it, it's there for anyone. I could just say Sports News Review live stream the game if you want to check out the live stream. That's all. But that's just cut down on time there. Now, because tomorrow is Thursday night, and uh, tomorrow's Thursday night, and the coach doing the game, the Thursday night game with the Coach Coyote show. It's gonna be easy because it's free flowing how it is like right now, where I only make one board. Yeah, things didn't even go right. I couldn't get Ernie to sit up right now. Like he should be sitting up more. There's a lot of blank space over here. He's on the desk. I just, yeah, I'm just very exhausted. I can't really do this like I used to. I even had to put on some. I had to put my reading glasses on right now because I couldn't. Even, I'm reading. I can't even read the big print right now. I'm so tired. I can't. Like as I get tired, I'm starting to notice I can't read as much. And okay, well, this is gonna be completely free flowing. That's it. I'm gonna do complete free flowing, no pauses. Okay, even with the mistakes. Okay, let's see. Billiard news. No idea why I even said that. Let's see. And that's not much. Is there any tournaments, billiards? That's what I should have said. Any billiards tournaments? I got. I think I'm gonna try to do the opposite. Instead of going to the zone, I'm gonna ask for a professional billiard tournament, and then I'll just go to that area. I think I'm just gonna go zone by zone, area, sport by sport, instead of trying to go continent. I think I'm doing my research. All. I think I should. I think I got it, Ernie. Ernie, I think I got it. Like I'm not as you. Oh, I mean, like Ernie premiered in 1969, and Ernie's Ernie's younger than me. Ernie, I just like I can't imagine in 4 years from now you'll probably can't do Sesame Street and this at the same time. So if you're still on Sesame Street, you're gonna give this up, I guess. I mean, like it's too much, Ernie. I can't. I just I don't have the energy. Like oh my gosh, now that's why I segmented so many things. Like hey, Coyotes and Coach Coyotes is older than me by a lot too. Coach Coyote is older than me, and Sylvester. I meant Sylvester and Coach Coyote are both older than me by a while, a bit. And but yeah, Ernie is younger than me, so he's it's just crazy. Okay, so what I should do is the opposite. I'll see. Okay, what kind of first? I'm gonna do my research this way. This is gonna be the last one where I, I I'm gonna not make that mistake of doing the research by continent and trying to match the sport and then trying to find sport. What I should do is just I think makes it better. I'm so exhausted. I can't even talk straight. Okay, talk normal. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the sport down, look it up. Not today. I mean, like as in like when I'm doing research. Not as in depth like I'm just gonna review my whole. I'm just thinking of reviewing everything right now, like, cause this, I, it can't, you can't do free flowing unless you do a live streams. Then the problem is, the only free flowing is, like I said, the only free flowing works right now for me is when it's Coach Coyote. That's that's it's so much easier to do Coach Coyote only because it's free flowing. But when it comes to NFL news with Sylvester, that one's tough Because then I gotta write down the scores too. Because if I try to just leave the board up like they am now, how I leave the board up and sit back in there, if I don't have the scoreboard in front of me, I can't see what like I'm behind that sign where it says sports news with Ernie, and behind Ernie, of course, behind that, and it's on a whiteboard, and I just threw the duck out there for fun too. But the point being is that like I can't see it, and if I do look at the monitor, which would I mistakenly said that it's behind the coach. No, it's actually in front of the coach. But there's a monitor in front of Ernie. Actually, there's two. There's there's a monitor behind the laptop, and then there's the laptop which is facing with open now. So I got the webcam out, and I'm using the hand. Now I'm using it as the handheld, of course, the famous microphone. Okay, I'll show it again. See, I've now can hold it. I hold it on this plate now, and I'm easy. I'm able to lean back, and I mean far back. Cause right now I gotta lean right back. If I sit up straight, something hurts. It hurts right now. I can't sit up right now. It hurts to sit up straight. I'm leaning really far back, and I got a pillow. Uh, I'm, I just can't believe I'm just like I'm poop. As they say, just pooping out. Is that the right word for it? Just extremely tired. So, what I'm gonna do is, I think Ernie, I need a break, Ernie. Take 5 on this one. You still got the milk and cookies ready for you when we're done here. Yeah, that's what I say. Ernie's favorite snack, milk and cookies. I used to like her milk and cookies, but I can't even eat. Can't, besides not having the sugar, even if it's non-sugar, I got carbs have to be whole wheat carbs, and I can't just go with if that's the right one, carbs. Yeah, I gotta go whole wheat. I can't use white pasta anymore, and so I got diet restrictions and all that. So you can find cheap, not that, but you got Sylvester, I got the Coyote, I got the Ernie here, and they all like the whole pack of cookies out there for them. There's the milk, there's the fridge. There you go, help yourself, guys. But anyways, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do research like this from now on. What is the guy gonna put the sport like in order? Because I know and just go like say handball. Okay, there's no handball right now, right? So I could just do like not even mention it. But if there's a handball game or tournament, because I know it's in January coming, the big like important things, and it's much later for the NCAA handball. So what I do is I just have the list, the weekly list of all the sports that I want to cover, and then I look for it, and then I could go back and forth. I don't like. I think it's just this whole idea, the way I started with. Well, first I start in Australia, which would include New Zealand and Oceania. Then I forget about Oceania because you know why I forget about Oceania? It's because I don't remember it when I'm just getting exhausted and I'm going to have to switch to Asia, and it just happens in transition. Okay, now in the research department of that, I could just like figure it all in zones that I want. It didn't. If I don't cover any of these zones, I'll just mention something about it. Maybe at the end of the show, like towards the end of the show, mention the zones I didn't cover, like Oceania, because there wasn't say any really sport. But if there's like something, okay, now The only time I want to be mentioning like World Cup qualifiers in any other international sports is only if it includes soccer is only when it includes like the Oceanias. Anything really small like that. Any teams that come from that kind of area, like island nations, like a Fiji. I can't. I've been doing it wrong where trying to fit the like instead of trying to put the star with the star on the board, like you get the star or the diamond or the heart, like what are those square, rectangle, round peg. Trying to put it in the proper spot like a child's toy. I've been just trying to like back and forth, like having two boards out there, two sets of things, and trying to. Oh wait, I have to go back. Like I'm just too tired to go back and forth. Back. I just gotta do my research better. It's just the research. Now, if anybody out there is much younger than me, and or even in much better health than me, should say even, and you always just wanted to do this sports channel and have fun and think you were always, oh, I would like to have been a sports newscaster, or a sports announcer, or sports broadcaster, or play-by-play analyst. You know, I it's trying to do all of it on my own. I, I just I just don't have the energy. I got the time, but I don't have the energy. You know, I decided to do a short brisk walk. I got someone gave I got a ride from someone to go to like somewhere, but the walk back wasn't going to be that much. But the point being is, so I walked back from where I was earlier, and after that I had to sweep and mop. It's a day. I have to do the daily sweep and mop now because I can't do it when it. I've been neglecting days and days, and the place has just been getting messier and messier. So now it has to be the daily. I was about to sit down and do the script, right, of the World Sports News with Ernie, and I. This is earlier. This is like 5 o'clock and 5:30 in the afternoon, and like, okay, I'm tired. And this now it's okay 9:25 at night. Okay, so Eastern Standard Time in Ontario. I always say in Ontario. So what I'm trying to say is that like I was getting tired. I had to. So I came back from my wherever I was earlier. I had to walk. I walked back, which I didn't mind at the time. But now it's like I can't even do that anymore like I used to. So I got home and I was gonna start with my. Uh, I was gonna do a barbecue. I was like, wait, I can't do a barbecue now. Okay, so I decided to first boil 4 hot dogs. Chicken dogs. Who am I kidding? I can't afford hot dogs right now. They're cheaper. The chicken wieners. So as I'm boiling for the hot dogs, sweeping a bit there. You gotta wait for the time the water to boil and everything, and now you get this cheat a little bit by sweeping. I figure. So I swept. So then I ate, and I was gonna do the script while I ate. I was like, nah. I did the boards too, like these boards, these like the world sports news here with Ernie. I had to take all the stuff off the old boards. There's three of them. There's three boards I did. So you look this. I don't know remember how long it took. You can see where I got the 4 stars, and I'm like, I'm even not getting the energy to do that like I used to. But I just try to pretend that's the night sky for the kids. You know what I mean? Whatever. Just joking around. Oh, I'm not a kids show. I don't. And of course, they do put down, no, this is not for kids. But I'm family friendly in the sense that I don't use vulgarity at all. I never will use vulgarity on this channel, and I will never be mean. Or look, so here's the second board. Well, this is the final board I did. Right? See, this took a while. Okay, this if that one didn't, okay, now this one was even harder to like. So you remember those three boards? Now I didn't pause or nothing like right now. I haven't paused once yet since I said I wasn't going to pause anymore. I was just trying to show myself. Yeah, like uh, those three boards. They took a long time to piece together, and then I still had the script. I only got 2 pages, and I said, you know what? That's it. After this first story, I got my notes. I'm gonna go freeform and then the rest of the sports world, I'm gonna do freeform. Then just another eureka moment of this channel of like how to progress forward in the channel is I've been putting the cart in front of the horse, as they say back when they used to use the horse and buggy. Okay, I've been putting the cart in front of the horse and expecting the horse to go, hey, you know what to do? And the horse looking at me going, you're the human. I thought you knew better. So the point being is that I'm going to write down the sport in my research, and then, like, say it was handball. Okay, in handball we go to, and then in lacrosse, which is going to be oddly just United States and Canada mostly. 99% of it, I guess, mostly. So we go to somewhere in Canada later on when lacrosse is hot, when the weather's hot, I should say. See how tired I'm getting? I can't even I can't even do my adjectives properly. I can't even. I'm losing my ability to speech for the night too. I'm getting really exhausted. Oh, does anybody want to be an intern besides these puppets that can't don't they? You know, it sounds. I actually would do if I won the super lottery, like lots of money, more than $1 million. I'm gonna pay people to like come on over. You're gonna get yourself a super steak dinner, whatever you want, and this and that. Because cash is silly, but there's only one stipulation. Hey, come on over if you want. You gotta do research for me. Write out the script. They're gonna think it's easy. Everyone's gonna think it's easy, and then I'm gonna have to keep on upping the ante to get them to come back to do scripts because let's just face it, this this is a labor of they say labor of love for me to do this, and it hurt, and love hurts sometimes, but yeah, I mean that's what I'm gonna do from now on. It's just do the do like say I'm gonna think of it right now. Okay, I know there's no handball, but okay, let's see. There's not much in cricket. See, it's not looking like Vietnam news. That's I'll just like what I think that's my secondary thing is okay. Then look up. This is during the research part. You know the research part. First, sports, and it's going to be more news too. This is going to be the last time that's free flowing. This is the last free flowing world sports news with Ernie free flowing edition. The seventh free flowing edition. The eighth one is going to be back to where I tried to start from the beginning, which was world sports news. But I can't do free flowing all the way. It takes 3 hours to. It's actually more tiring with the pausing and trying to look stuff up and trying. And there's one problem I have, which you don't have to worry. I won't have to worry about with when I'm just doing my research. Is that I get tired, very exhausted, and I can't even think straight. And I even put, like, I noticed when I was getting tired is when I even when I was putting the numbers in from the old board and put like the numbers in the alphabet, because the one I had was all the I had all the football games up for the two for Sylvester's, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I spent a lot of time to put this board together. It was all the football games, NFL football games, but just the abbreviations, because you got. I'm trying to be the same concise pattern when it comes to like the scoreboard, where I get away with it now, filling up the scoreboard. I was gonna put up the full name, but I was like, no, it's too much. That takes up too much room. Like the Brisbane Lions, to try to fit in the North Melbourne Tasmanian Kangaroos. Oh yeah, that's a board by itself. Yeah, but anyways, I'm gonna have to pause because I got some bad heartburn from that chicken hot dog earlier, and I gotta go for a soda. Yeah, it's nice to go for a soda here. Now I'll go for a soda. Good Canadian song. Good Canadian classic rock song. Yeah, I remember that from my first video. I was gonna play the organ. Well, yeah, okay, that didn't happen. Okay, so yeah, I got it figured out now, where I'm just going to get the sports because they're gonna be always the same sports. So the page I write is look for these sports first. You know, the order of odd sports. Don't worry what city they're in yet. Okay, so cover all the bases for all that. And then, of course, in cricket news, cricket news is okay. Just I have to. That's gonna be a while before I understand the tests and to understand who's important, who's play. So the cricket was, the World Cup was over. No, no. Like I said, I'd have to understand the scoring when I do all these. If I'm gonna do some sports here and there, even if to report on just the news on it, I have to, know like some scoring in that. At first it was just oddity, and the oddity is wearing thin. Where I just get like saying the news just because it sounds funny to me. It sounds I like the way I can read it. Uh, and it's not written in English Canada. It's written in Australian English, and so it was fun at first. And I have, like I said, then I could do zones again after. Like then I go, like, yeah. See, that's the thing is, I'm not gonna. This is the last time I start. I say that. I think I said this earlier that we start the World Sports News in Australia. That that's no, I don't need to do that. I just need to do my sports, and if there isn't any action going on, uh, like what is relevant? Because when it comes to AFL, the Australian Football League, on the men's, they don't start for a while. Like, and so for me, it's just gonna be like I'm gonna report on the games. There's a lot of them, and I think I'll have the energy to do the board because I know they're gonna be like mostly on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The games, so I could fit 8 teams per board. So even if there's 8, 16, yeah, I could just do. I like one board's got to stay. Like the see where it says this board here, World Sports News with Ernie. I gotta keep that one throughout the whole program, like that, whatever show it is, or the NFL News with Sylvester. Then I get 2 boards to play with, to write, to put stuff on. So when it comes to like Australian Football League, I'm going to be able to put 16 games just on two boards, and I'm not going to try to do any fancy scoring with the brackets and the behind scores and the goals. That takes up too much room. That is in numbers too. Uh, like I said, I I got one board, and I don't have to worry about my twos and how many twos and threes I got. I got plenty of twos and threes to finish one board. On the second board is when I I take the twos and threes that or ones is not a problem because ones I could use the letter I if I have to. But on the twos and threes, I could take them from the first board, the twos and threes, on the second board, wherever. If I need one or however I need, how many I need, I just take those numbers from the first board and put it on the second board because I only put one board on at a time. Uh, Got to figure out the positioning, and then Ernie, I didn't want to play with all the time. I taped him to that desk practically from underneath. I, I just don't want to wreck the desk. It took me a long time to make that desk. And yeah, because that's Sylvester's desk too. But you don't really see it on Sylvester. It's at least I'm able to hold up Sylvester without using like hanging the Sylvester puppet from wires. It's just to prevent it from hanging from wires. So that's how it's gonna get probably wrecked after a while. Uh, so I get the because he I guess I'm running out of ideas for how to keep this show going because I'm losing my train of thought too easily. I'm easily losing my train of thought, and I'm starting to show signs of exhaustion again myself. And how much time has this video been? It's been 42 minutes. 42 minutes. I can't even I can't even stare at I just tried to pick up the tablet right now, and I don't even want to look. I don't even want to turn the tablet on. My eyes are hurting. Yeah, I'm just not the same person like I used to be in life. Everything in life, I'm just totally just not there like I used to, in health wise. Uh, yeah. I mean, well, it's gonna happen to anyone that gets older. You don't think it's gonna happen to you. You hear about it, but if there's anyone that's a certain age and still has their grandpa that they can go visit, cherish the moments that he's able to keep on doing what he's doing. That because one day you don't know, in 10 years or 5 years or whatever later, you can't do the same. Health is not the same anymore. I don't even want to travel. I don't even want to travel far anymore. I couldn't even, yeah. Like I can, like I said earlier, I got access to the Buffalo Bills easily and the Detroit Lions too. The best part about living in Ontario is you get your choice between the Detroit Lions and the Buffalo Bills. You know, but I couldn't even go to those games for free. Even if one of those two, even if there was this, no. I'd have to like what's supposed to be just a day trip for 99% of the people that really want to go to a game. Uh, I I can't make it a day trip. It would have to be an overnight trip just to go to a game that's a day trip normally. Most people I know, I'm like no. I actually, if I really want to watch a football game, it's either the Bills when the weather's better, where, uh, the reason is because I don't want to be out there in the cold for the Buffalo. I'm sorry. But if I really want to see, if there's the Bills playing in Detroit in December, back a few years ago when the Lions were doing not that great, it would have been easy for me to get it. I would have loved to go. This is the thing is, uh, be, the reason why I'm picking Detroit over Buffalo to watch a game is to watch a Bills game in December is because they have a dome. I'm sorry, I can't be outside. Second, and thing is, I'd probably have to stay overnight. Not in Detroit. That's just not worth it. Come back, but stay overnight in the Windsor area. It's- I just couldn't. No, you know, I couldn't. I just couldn't. There's no way I'd want to back home from the Detroit area, or even back home from Buffalo area, because it's not. It's not just one thing is Detroit. It's Ford Field. It's downtown, but Buffalo, it's out there. It's another 45 minutes outside of Buffalo with the traffic on. No, like there's just no way I'm going to an NFL game anymore. There's not. The only time I'm watching an NFL game live is if I win the lottery. Because like I said, I can't. Even if the accommodation, even if the ticket was free, which they're very expensive nowadays, and even if like the ride's free, I'm just gonna be in a passenger in a vehicle. I don't want to go. Sitting in the vehicle is not resting. Is not rest for me. That's the difference. Is that when I sit in a vehicle, it's not for rest for me. I'd like to, what I would like to do is be able to teleport to Australia on Saturday and watch the game. I'd love to watch that game. I'm gonna, I'm gonna try to live stream that game. I could do it like this, live stream like this. I could talk like this. It's gonna be Saturday night. Yeah, I'm gonna live stream that game because I don't need a script to live stream, and I can't do a script right now. I can watch the game, monitor on the tablet. Uh, there'll be a new. I'll announce who the play-by-play will be. Um, I don't. I won't. I'll have a promo on it. I'm not gonna. Ernie is. Ernie's a news presenter. I'm gonna have a special play. I might have a. I might. Or maybe Ernie, you could do it. I don't know. Let me see. I'm not sure. I guess okay, Ernie. If you want to do it, Ernie. It's up to you. We'll figure it all out. Either I get Ernie to do it, or I get someone else to do it. We'll see. Okay. Well, I better just pack it in. It's been more than 40 minutes. I got enough. I got enough to look at, enough video to for me to play back at. This is like I said. This is gonna be mostly for me. Uh, I know I'm not gonna get any views, especially after 2 minutes. I'm lucky to get any views, even if they stick around for more than 5 seconds. If there's any views, so uh, I'm gonna do my familiar catchphrase because I started with "Welcome to blank." Either welcome to NFL news with Sylvester, but tomorrow night it's gonna be "Welcome to the the Thursday night football pregame show with Coach Coyote." That's tomorrow night. That's free flowing. I won't have to write a script and that. So I'll see for Friday if I have energy to do NFL news with Sylvester. Saturday night will be the live stream. The Let me look at the board again. It's right here. The AFL Women's Grand Final. It's Sunday, December 3rd, 2:30 p.m. AEDT, which is Australian Eastern Standard Time, Daylight Time. I can't remember what it stood for. But anyways, it's Australia. So that's 10:30. A 16-hour difference between the Icon Park and Ontario. They're 16 hours ahead in Australia, where Icon Park is located in. Okay, so that's the yeah. So Sunday, December 3rd, 2:30 p.m. AEDT, which is 10:30 Saturday night, but it's on TSN if you want to watch the game. But I'll do live stream. But it's the North Melbourne Tasmanian Kangaroos versus the Brisbane Lions. Okay, hope to see you at the live stream. Or if you don't even go to the live stream, somehow spread the word. Saturday night, if you happen to be home, watch the AFL Women's Grand Final Sunday, December 3rd. They're gonna be playing at this stadium that's called Icon Park, and it's the North Melbourne Tasmanian Kangaroos versus the Brisbane Lions. Okay, with Ernie and I, we both are saying over and out.